Good morning. Today we are correcting CO74. I can calculate the probability of compound events. So remember, that's when we have to find the individual event probabilities and then we multiply them together. Okay, so let's look at our second page. What is the probability of spinning a red and then rolling a 5? So remember, when we do probabilities, it's always our desired outcomes over the total outcomes. So there's one red section out of 4 sections, one number 5 out of 6 numbers. Then we multiply across and we had 1 over 24, which gave us that 4%. The next one, spinning a blue, there's one blue out of 4 colors. An odd number, there are 3 odd numbers out of 6 numbers total. Multiply across, we get 3 over 24, which is 13%. So this one, we had spinning a green, 1 green out of 4, or rolling a 1, 2, 5, or 6. That is 4 numbers out of our 6 possible numbers. So it's 4 over 24. Which is 17%. Then this time we have 3 events. Spinning a yellow, 1 yellow out of 4 colors, rolling a 2, 1 2 out of 6 numbers, and spinning a blue, 1 blue out of 4 colors. We multiply across and we get 1 over 96, which is a 1%. Then we have spinning a red, which is 1 out of 4. Spinning a green, 1 green out of 4. Spinning a yellow or blue, 1 blue out of 4. Spinning a yellow, 1 yellow out of 4. And it has to be in that order, which is 1 out of 256. And we look at our decimal, 0.004. That gives us a 0% chance. It is so small. It's really not going to happen, right? So some of us came up and asked me yesterday, 0%? Would it really be a 0%? Yep, for this one, it really, truly is. What is the probability of spinning all 4 colors in any order? Now, this is one we really have to look at. So our first probability doesn't matter which color it is. So there's 4 colors out of 4 colors. Then our second one, well, we don't want the first color, so we only have 3 colors left. So 3 out of 4, then 2 out of 4, and then that last 1 color out of 4. So it should have gone down like that, which gives us 24 out of 256, which would be a 9%. That was a little bit trickier of a one. Is there anybody who wants me to go over that answer again? Okay. So when we look at our first event, we're going to spin that spinner, and it's going to, any color it lands on works, right? So if we have that red, green, yellow, and blue, so let's say the first time we spin a red, right? So there's a 4 out of 4 chance we're going to get a color that the spinner is going to land on, right? So it doesn't matter which of those colors. So if it landed on the red, for our second spin, we don't want the red again. So now there's only 3 colors to choose from that we want out of the 4, because we don't want red again. So that's why we go down to 3. So if the second time we landed on the green, now for our third spin, we have 2 colors that we want out of the 4 color choices. So that's why it goes down to the 2. Does that make sense now, Lila? Yeah, perfect. All right. Then we have, you flip a coin twice. So that's 2 events. Then what is the probability of you guessing the outcome both times? So 1 out of 2 flips, or sorry, heads or tails is 2 outcomes. And then 1 out of 2, which would be 25%. So I flip a coin 5 times. There are 5 events. What's the probability of you correctly guessing the outcome every time? Well, now it's a half times a half times a half times a half times a half, which is 1 out of 32, which would be a 3%. Adeline? I am not sure how you got that. Did you have, this work was the same? Okay, but the work that you put down, did you put down a half times a half times a half times a half times a half?
I don't think so.
Okay, so let me see what work you did put down. Okay, let me see it. Sometimes I can read messy. I used to teach kindergarten. I can decipher a lot. Our last one, how many times would I have to flip the coin for the probability of correctly guessing the outcome every time to be 1 out of 64? Well, if I looked up at the one above, and I know 5 times would be 1 out of 32, I multiply that by another 2, and I got that 64. So I knew it would be 6 times.
I have no idea how I got it.
Well, first, you didn't do 5. So you should have had 1 more there. And I think you might have typed in the wrong number because that 2 looks messy.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, so I think that's where you went wrong there. Here, it should have still been those halves that you were multiplying, because flipping a coin, there's only 2 possible outcomes.
Oh, for some reason I thought I had.
Oh, you got a crazy coin that you're flipping.
Yeah.
Any questions? Okay, so remember, this test is going to be next week. No school Monday, practice test will be Tuesday, real test Wednesday. So if you're not putting in the effort and actually doing the work, if you're missing stuff because you were so busy at night, or you just rushed through and slopped down work without thinking about it, are you going to be prepared for our test? No. Guys, this is our last math test. Let's go strong with it. Let's end our year on a positive. Right? We don't want to come into that test next week and going, I have no idea what in the world these questions are asking me. That is not a fun way to end the year, right? If you are not sure how to do something, if something didn't quite make sense, I've had a few people being really brave today saying, oh, can you go over that again? Or one-on-one, they've asked me, I'm not sure how this happened. I don't know how to do it. Be brave. Ask me. Because if we're not asking the question, we're not going to do well on the test next week. Right? Don't just write down numbers without understanding, and then at the test, just write down numbers without understanding, because it will not go well. Okay? Really try with this last test. If you are watching this at home, I hope you are well, and I hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day.